Hello and welcome to another video where we are going camping and to a long-awaited National Trust property. So today, Rick and I, after investing heavily in National Trust and English Heritage, £150 I spent on those two memberships, and so far I've had a zero use. But today we're going to go to Tyntesfield, which is a house and gardens that I went to with my family years and years ago. And I think it's quite, well, I seem to remember it's quite nice. So I've got the map book. I was going to do one of those rather fancy things like Rick always does, where he says, look, and here's the digital map and here's where we're going. Well, I don't know how to do that. So I'm going to use the old-fashioned way. This is where we're going. Somewhere... So Clevedon, we'll come back to that in a minute. Tyntesfield is somewhere here. It's there-ish, sort of, yeah, there. But Clevedon is where we're going to be camping tonight in John. So I'm all ready. A few interesting and funny things to say about that, but we're all ready. So I've done the washing up. I've emptied the bin. I've completely failed to tidy the muddles, but there's no dirt or lack of cleanliness, so switch all the lights off and off we go. Good to go. So, as we set off, I just wanted to share quite a funny thing that has happened. I decided that I was going to get all sorted yesterday. So, I laid the bed out, as you see there. I made the bed, I tucked the electric blanket in, got the soiree all ready, in place. Basically, everything. It was all packed, ready to go. And as you can see, by doing so, I have to put the front passenger seat down flat so this profile can unfold. And yesterday afternoon, daughter number 2 suddenly phones me and says, "Oh, can I have a lift?" Well, of course I've got no seats. So I did what any decent parent would have done and told them to walk. No, I didn't. I folded it all back away and I took all the stuff out and I gave her a lift, and then this morning I've had to do it all over again in reverse. But it's okay. It's all right. It's yeah, it's and now I've had a horrible feeling that I have to switch the electric off. And because I'm the sort of person that I am, I'm gonna have to go back. Now, try again. Right, John and I have arrived. No Rick as yet though, but to be fair, I am half an hour earlier than I thought. And I also realised when I was in the kitchen and I was saying about it's time to go, I think I was doing that. And realised I looked a bit of a wally. I suddenly realised as I was doing it, and I thought, well, I'm not going to retake the video footage now, so yes, apologies. I was not being threatening in my manner. Now, I'm not sure if you've got to get a parking ticket. I know I get free parking with my membership. There's a machine over there which has got like a hood on it, out of use, but there is another one all the way over there. So I am going to go and investigate and see whether or not I need to put a ticket on the car, even if it's free. So I'll go have a look at that. I just realised I put my fleece on. I put it on inside out. Oh, never mind. It's round the right way now. So let's see if we can get a parking ticket and find Rick. Right, so we do have to put a ticket on, even though it's a free one. I'm not quite sure what happens if you don't put one on. I can't see any droves of parking attendants, but I don't think I really want to find out. So yes, back over to John. Put this in the windscreen. All set. Now we're just missing somebody. I thought I'd just go in and maybe find the facilities before I find Rick. I've just seen those and thought Rick and I could have great fun on those. It's probably not for us to be silly on though.
Hello, I'm Alex again, and I want to show you my new camper. Here we go.
The annoying thing is though, you know what it says or what it means.
This is John. I can take it anywhere.
So, after waiting for what seems like an age, finally the Wiltshire contingency have arrived. And there he is. You know what we said about not doing exactly the same video?
We're doing exactly the same video.
Oh well.
Never mind. Actually, maybe a little.
Confusing me is an easy thing to do at any point. I honestly, when we started walking up the drive, I couldn't remember. You know when you remember something and you remember it wrong, and then you see something you're not expecting. Oh, was I thinking of another place? I was thinking of the right place. I just remember the drive as being differently. And ironically, I thought there was an allotment halfway up, but that's Snows Hill Manor, which is about 60 miles away from where we are. So here's the house. And should we fancy a little exercise later on, we can play tennis. So we found the most grand summer house ever. I'd quite like to live in it actually. Rick saying about the orangery. I've just found a curved door. I've never ever seen anything like that. That's literally a bent door. How fascinating. Right, I think it's nearly time to go in and have a look at the house. And from memory, behind it, they've got their own little church. Whether or not it's still in commission, I don't know. But as we all know, that's my speciality. So I'll be all right when we go in there. I know what I'm doing. I know that's not really Doctor Who in the window, but that was what I thought.
Doctor Who in the window?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Like William Hartnell.
Yeah. So, it's got an entrance, house entrance. Go in. We use this room. It's like
Oh, just the ceiling.
dinner is served. Very nice.
And for those of us watching in the mirror, you will know we're doing exactly the same video again.
But I mean, this is very familiar to me. I eat like this all the time at home.
Really?
No.
It's a bit small, isn't it?
Well, yes. Compared to your palace
Well, quite.
that you live in. Yeah, I always make that joke. My butler seems to like it anyway.
He's a funny man. I like the clock. Tetbury.
See, we've got the little.
Going up.
Reminds me of that place in the Harry Potter film in London.
Lord Blackadder?
Yeah.
I don't think it is really. I'm guessing these were servants' bedrooms, were they?
Genesis, this is the Bible. And let it come to pass that the damned of whom I shall say, let down the pitcher.
Here endeth today's lesson.
Yes.
No, he won't.
Now I do sort of get the impression, I don't know whether you think the same, but you look at the huge vastness of that house and it just seems that we somehow have only seen 10% of it.
Yeah, I think there was a very sort of narrow bit of channeling going on, wasn't
Yes.
there? Where visitors could go. I'm assuming, do people still live in it? Or?
I don't think so.
So it's just purely a National Trust thing
Yeah.
that they bought when the guy died, but they bought it intact with all, all locked up and barrel.
So we think we've done enough of Tyntesfield, haven't we? It's been nice actually.
I think so.
But after you've seen it once, there's no surprise anymore. So, but this is not the end of the video. Oh no, no.
Oh, no, there's more.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more.
Oh yes.
So we'll save that for a surprise and we'll keep you waiting. No time at all. Here we go. We're here. We are at our campsite. We've got a lovely pitch. But it is a bit busy. I'll be very honest and say it would have been nicer if a few less people had been here, because, well, let's face it, later on when we go and play on the adventure playground, which we'll do because we're middle-aged blokes, we've got to do it, haven't we? Yeah, it's dead. But we have made a startling discovery, haven't we?
We have.
We put the toilet tent in place at the back of John. Perfect.
John, next to John.
We've done that joke before. But
No doubt we'll do it again.
But suddenly have realised that now I can't put the awning out because it's going to hit that. And also didn't think this through very well. The electric flex is now exactly where I'm going to be stumbling to the loo in the middle of the night. We didn't think this through. We're going to have to tuck that under.
Yeah, that's easy fix.
Right, okay, so Rick's going to do the flex fixing. But the other thing, the sky has become rather overcast. And I think it's going to rain. What do you reckon?
We have thunder forecast.
Good.
So that's going to be one of our fantastic camping trips again, with the beautiful weather, the English camping weather.
Yes. For those of you that are watching in warmer climates, maybe you're in California, maybe you know, America somewhere, and you're thinking, why do these mad English do this? I don't know, trying to work it out.
I ask myself that question every day, so...
Right, so we're going to finish getting set up, and we will then go on our adventure in the rain, and we'll see you in a sec. Right. We are now in Guinevere. We're going to say cheerio to John for a moment, and we're going to go down to Clevedon and have a look at the pier, where apparently a video was once made by a teen boy band. That really sounded wrong.
It's nice to have glasses on, actually. I can see things.
Yeah, I can't see much without mine on.
I was noticing when we were at the house, I was like walking around, and I just, like, everything was a glow, and all of the writings and things, I had to like squint up to.
So, the pier might be closed, and so might the cafe, but the sun's come out. Rick's just gone to get his his phone. I like his style. He's having a barbecue on the beach. And in about half an hour the sea's going to come in.
Yeah.
I shouldn't laugh.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Not bad places. I don't think I'm flags up.
I reckon there must be something going on because there's people down there.
Yeah. When's the coronation thing happening?
I don't know.
Could be that.
Yes. I don't think the King's coming here himself though, is he?
Coronation celebration at Clevedon Pier.
Ah. Yes, there is somebody in there. In the gift shop. Fizz and chips.
Sunday the 7th of May, so that's this coming Sunday.
Yes.
So in a few days' time. Entertainment from Barnacle Boys. The Barnacle Boys, spelled B-U-O-Y-S.
Yes.
Rock Choir. Piratitude. Lily School of Performing Arts and more. Everything seems a bit closed, so I don't know what time of year things open, or whether it's just because we're mid. What day is it? It's Thursday afternoon, isn't it?
Yes.
So,
Damon's been here.
Oh yeah. He likes his rock balancing. Oh, we can go out on the
Yeah, that was...
little sewage pipe outlet, or whatever it is. Actually, I bet you that's what it is. I bet you there's a sewage outlet. They got one at Swanage as well, haven't they? On Peveril Point.
Yes.
because they're pumping all the raw sewage out into the sea.
That's why it's so muddy.
Oh, that's a horrible
We have
thought.
seen the sights of Clevedon. It would have been nice had the pier been open, but unfortunately not the case. But I am reminded of that pink, what we in England would call a threepenny bit house. Do you ever call it a threepenny bit house?
I heard that one before.
The bit on the end is half a hexagon, so it's got 3 sides, and a threepenny bit used to have 6 sides, didn't it? And I'm sure that's why it's called that. Well, neither am I. He's older than me. But my granny told me about it, you know. But I'm sure they're called threepenny bit houses when they've got the little pokey bit out that's half a hexagon. So yeah, this has all changed since I was here last. It really, really has. There wasn't a cycle lane here, which incidentally I nearly got run over on. This used to be parking that was side in, so you would literally just park facing the sea. But not the case. It's changed. And up there, there's a little cafe on the hill. So they've actually got toilets, and if you've got a radar key, a disabled toilet up there. So I'm not doing a tour, you know, showing where all the toilets are in Great Britain, but it is handy to know. And this is the pier end. Nice little cafe there and a pub there. But this is what I would call the main sort of front, and I came here quite a lot years ago with the family, and although it's quite muddy and silty now, the family actually played down there in those rocks. Yeah, who needs to go to Alton Towers, I ask you. But yeah, pier closed, restaurants closed, it's a shame, but not to worry, we're now going to go off and see what else we can find. So, having been to Clevedon and just about to go and have our supper, we've been to Asda, which is as exciting as it gets, and I have got some San Pellegrino water. Oh, let's go on the train.
Yeah. The train. Oh.
Do you reckon? Do you reckon if the two of us got on that?
That would be one of those even framed videos, wouldn't it?
Oh, I've never seen. Look at that.
I was stuck with some rabbits on the top.
Very Watership Down, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you've got a train in it.
And this, of course, is what you don't see every day, a boat with a castle slide in it, so that when you're out on the river, should you fancy a quick slide,
You can put your name on it.
yes,
Crikey. Nice
that's a
and safe.
splash cat.
Nice and safe. Look at those rusty spikes sticking out. Do they still work? No, they're solid. Something to scrape your ankles on.
Right, well, we'd like to say that the washing up is done, but we had a slight problem with the washing up. There was no hot water, so we've had to leave the hot water heater thingy on over at the washing up sinks, and instead we're going to play a fun new game that Rick is introducing me to. So Rick, tell us all about it.
Oh, this is Who Am I? And you
It sounds a hoot already.
Yeah, you put this on your nose, but you don't know what's on it. So you have to ask questions to be able to say the caption, and you can only answer yes or no. So
Right.
There's all sorts of.
We think it's actually meant for about 10 players, but as we've only got 2,
Yeah.
we're going to have to adapt the rules. So, yep, silly game and coffee.
Shuffling.
He's shuffling faces. There's got to be a double entendre in there. I don't know. back to the tent.
Only if your mind is completely warped.
Right, well, welcome to John in the Evening Time. So Rick and I have now decided it is quite late. We're going to bed. It is, what time is it? At 10 o'clock. But we're actually quite tired because both of us have, we've had quite a lot on recently, both of us, work-wise. And I was saying earlier on that I've really enjoyed this little trip. This is absolutely lovely, just what I needed. Now, I've had the heater on and I've got the electric blanket on still. So it's lovely and warm. It's, compared to the weather at Eastnall Castle, this is lovely. And I also, you know, having set it up, it was so much easier just arriving on site, having the single bed made up already with the electric blanket already in it. So all I had to do to set up was just put the window blinds in place. I did put the toilet tent up. The toilet's where my feet are now, actually, to carry it. But again, a few of the things that I did, I probably wouldn't have put the table up, because we used Guinevere as a clubhouse. So I think if I'm coming away again with Rick midweek, or with Damon and Rick at the weekend at the field, I'm just going to bring John as the sleeping base and the toilet, and that's it. And everything else, just sort of, sit with the guys in their vans. If I'm on my own, however, that's the time I think to bring the awning, which is in the roof. So yeah, I am going to try and get some sleep now. I have been thinking that if I'm going to keep John, which certainly I am at the moment, I might actually, after all, take out the profile that's in it at the moment, the folding profile, and possibly build a single bed here, and then over this side actually have all of this free, and then just a little sort of unit there. I do think that actually that might be a better layout. So right, that's it for now. I'm going to go to sleep, but if I awake in the middle of the night, I'll see you then, or maybe the morning. Good night for now. Last night was the first night out of 3 nights that I've stayed in John, in different circumstances. No, 4 nights. 3 camps, 4 nights. But last night was the first night, I slept so soundly. It was marvellous. It wasn't cluttered. The bed was comfortable. Had the electric hookup. So I had the electric blanket on. Not all night. But I also had the air-blown heater as well. That makes one heck of a difference. Even with the electric blanket, and you, because it cuts off after a couple of hours. But even with the electric blanket, you still wake up and the air's cold around you. Put that little blown air heater on, because of the small size, it's literally heated it up within 10 seconds. And so I think, obviously you need to run it for a bit more to get the heat to stay, but 10 seconds will take the chill off and you suddenly feel really good again. In fact, I felt so good that I woke up for the first time at 5, as I always do, and I thought, no, I'm going to have some more sleep. And I did, and I slept through till about 6, and I woke up and I thought, I just, maybe just a little bit more sleep. And then it was 6:30. And yes, I did take the advice of someone that kindly commented, and that was to have a pee bottle. And the reason I haven't said exactly who it is because actually there were 3 people that have said this. One person commented, one is one of the group, and another is a another friend of mine, and yes, basically have a bottle to whittle in the middle of the night. And I did, so I didn't have to keep getting out, and that just made a heck of a difference. I didn't put the big awning up, but as it's nice, I haven't needed it, and it's not, sort of bitter cold this morning. It's a slight, not even a chill, it's just that morning temperature really. So yes, I have got my coffee. I had to rinse this off because I put this table upside down so the wind didn't blow it over or away, because the grass was cut, obviously I think only yesterday, it stuck and it was all matted, so I had to wash the table off. But I've done a coffee. I actually lost one of my Daily Pilgrim mugs, the one that was in here. So I think I probably just washed it and put it in the cupboard last time and didn't put it back in. So yeah, I'm going to have to restock with Daily Pilgrim mugs upon my return. And I've got the Le Creuset going. And this morning, for breakfast, I'm going to have pasta and sauce. It was part of my my idea about simplifying John, not to bring the cool box and loads of meat, and even something like doing eggs, which I know isn't meat, but even if you were to do eggs, you've got to bring a frying pan, you've got to bring a spatula, you've got to bring the eggs in a box, and all those things start adding up. So what I've done is underneath this little bit here, I've got a load of packets of pasta and sauce and rice, and I thought, if I'm just going for a night, I'm going to eat out. Usually, I mean, we didn't last night, admittedly, but Rick had some steaks. I'm going to eat out though, usually, wherever I am. So it really is only something just either for lunch or even for breakfast. And got some orange juice as well that I got yesterday. And because it was so cool, I just left that outside. Couldn't do that in the summer, obviously. So there we are, the first truly successful night in John. And I think, with that in mind, and because it's just started to spit to rain after I said all of that, I'm going to knock on Rick's door because I can see he's up. So I'm going to see if he fancies a visit. If he doesn't, well, then I'm stuck out here, aren't I, really? But yeah, just put that into there. And so yes, I will go knocking. Let's knock with the camera. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning. Right, we'll have some coffee first, and then we'll do our catch up for real. For real? We'll pretend to catch up, but then we'll update you in a sec. So the water is boiling, and I'm just about to put on, well, I just have put on my pasta and sauce, and I made a startling discovery. It took me ages to rip the thing, and I then decanted that into the bowl. Unfortunately, the wind blew and the pasta dropped, and half of the powdery stuff that thickens it to make the sauce blew away. So it's going to be quite thin. But yeah, nonetheless, it was part of the idea. I was just saying to Rick, part of the idea was to set this up so that I could just come away simply and didn't have like a bowl laid out and a pan and everything else. It was as minimalistic as possible. So there we are. That's now on. I'm gonna give it a stir, leave that, and sit back and finish my coffee. Time for an adjustment. I realised that because the wind, I've just put the chair there, because the wind was blowing and there's no wind guard on this, that it was taking all the heat away. And that's been on there for about 20 minutes and it's nowhere near done. So I've moved the chair there. And I'm laughing because I said to Rick, oh, I've got an idea, I'll do this. And I just propped my chair up and he said, why, what's the idea? Burn your chair? But that should just shelter it enough, and hopefully the pasta will be delicious. We'll see in a moment. Right, well, Rick and I have been sat in the van for a while. We're now having breakfast. Now, Rick is very sensibly having some cold sausages, and I am having some cold pasta. Yeah. Bit of a story about that. Yeah. I cooked it, as demonstrated, and then we got chatting, I forgot all about it. So I'm going to eat it straight from the Le Creuset. I'm not going to waste washing up with a bowl or what have you. So let's see what this instant dehydrated, recooked pasta that's gone cold from a pan tastes like. Mmm. It's just reminded me something Rick does when he eats something nice. It's so let's try that. That might help. I can't. The lesson for today is don't do that. Oh,
There we go, sir.
thank you very much.
Can I fetch you anything else while I'm here? I need a little towel over my arm, don't I?
Wouldn't it that nice Beaujolais Nouveau? That'd be perfect, wouldn't it?
Yes, coming up. Right, here we go.
Right. Ah, Beaujolais of the black version, the black grape. Right. So, I'm going to try this. Let's see if this is better. Lean forward. I'll do the face.
Yeah.
That's much better.
Yeah.
That's good.
Cold pasta, no.
Right, I'm going to eat this, drink my coffee, and we'll catch up with you in a moment. So that's it for another trip. John is all nicely packed up. Oh no, wait, he's not. Haven't got a back window. Ah, I did this last time at Eastnor.
Instead of looking in the rearview mirror on the way home and think, oh, I can't see that.
I've gone for the chuck everything in approach, and I shall sort it when I go home. But it has been a nice trip. It was so nice to wake up in John and actually feel really, really good. You know, wasn't it a good idea to buy it? And a little spoiler, I might be building a new profile in there just to change it around slightly, which I know is a very expensive way of doing it because I bought it ready done. But there's just a couple of little improvements, but I think it'll be good. And a big thanks to Rick for coming on the trip. It was good, wasn't it?
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, so did I.
It feels like it's been more than one day.
Yeah.
It feels like it's been kind of like a long weekend sort
Or
of.
was that just because of the National Trust place yesterday? No, it was good, wasn't it?
It was
we
interesting.
learned things, yeah.
It was not the sort of thing I would normally go for, but it was fine when we were there.
So why did we spend 320 quid between us on membership?
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
We just wanted to do that joke, didn't we, about it's our anniversary on. Right, well, on that happy and very silly note, it's goodbye from both of us, but it's been a nice trip, and we've got another one planned, well, next week really, haven't we?
Very soon.
Very soon, so we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.